Hi everyone, this is the CMSConf podcast, your go-to source for everything CMS, marketing and modern web development. Each episode, we sit down with a practitioner to dig into real decisions, real trades-off and real systems. Let's get into it. Hi everyone and welcome back to CMSConf podcast. Today I'm with Katarzyna Janoska, UI developer, UX designer and self-described WordPress unicorn, who helps small businesses turn browsers into buyers with flexible websites, strong messaging, and a clear plan. Kasia is also going to be a speaker at CMSConf later this year. Hi, Kasia. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really glad to have you here. And we are going to talk about something every small business owner cares about. What actually makes a website convert visitors into customers.
Hi, I'm really glad to be here and thank you very much for inviting me.
So we are going to start with you. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you work across UA development, UX design, and WordPress architecture. And when you have a typical project, which layer takes takes up most of your attention? Is about the code, the structure of interface, or maybe the translation between business requirements and what actually gets built?
I think the most time is definitely the strategic approach to the project. So first of all, getting from the client what they want from their website, what is the goal of the website, what is the goal of their business, and if the thing that they think they want from their website is actually in line with the strategy they have in mind for their own business. So those talks take the most of the time, and also sometimes it takes up the convincing the client that this is the part of the website that has this kind of goal. This part of website has this kind of goal, and this is the information that you should provide. For example, I am working with clients who are very business oriented and the product oriented. And in fact, they are one person business, and this is their strength. They have the direct contact with their own clients. They are specialists in the field that they are providing to the client. And yet, there is no mention of that in their business. Not that they are trying to deceive the client that they are a huge agency or something, but they do not show their own face anywhere, or they do not show their own individual experience. That is their greatest strength. And sometimes convincing the client that, well, yeah, your face probably should be there, and your photo probably should make your client more prone to trusting you as a real human being. And as it comes to design and development, well, I mostly work with WordPress. So this is a very old system, very well structured and very, very well established in the market. There is not much development left to do. It's all there. We have a little saying in the community that there's a plugin for that. Whatever the client would like, I will be able to find a plugin for that. And custom development does not take up too much time. Similar to the design, because I am focusing on the strategy and messaging and the information on the website. So design just follows. It adjusts to the message that we want to give via the website.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So from your experience with the customers, is it often happens that the customer doesn't want to show their own photo, their own face? They prefer to be anonymous or add photos from stock, or just photos but not with his or her face?
I think in most cases, they are like, this is not important. I don't want to show my face because I do not have professional photograph. I do not have time to hire professional photographer. Similar it is with opinions from clients, because they say, oh, but yeah, they tell me I'm good. They tell me what I did really worked for them, but I don't have very well structured opinion. they mean as a reference, like in old times, people gave you a reference printed out with a stamp on it and signature. And I'm no. It's enough if they tell you 2 sentences why they chose you, and that's okay. Just show other people that you're not here for 5 minutes in the market. That would help probably.
Yes, I guess that will help a little bit. And talking about the design, you said that you don't focus so much at design because design goes along with the strategic plan. And was it like this from the beginning, or you change your approach in the past?
Well, when I started, and I am kind of like a dinosaur already, because I started like 15 years ago with web development in general. So at the very beginning, of course, I was focusing on the design, and I was focusing, for example, client send me the design from their graphic designer, and my role was only to develop it and just give it to the client. But later on, I went through the path of also being interested into UX and strategy. And oftentimes it happens that the design and the shiny things on the website are the least important, or very fast to add to the strategic layer that you already have. So that's why I am not like having hard focus on that. And yeah, it changed. It definitely changed, but it came with experience and with my shift of being more interested in the result that the website gives the client than the fact that I make the website and it should be shiny and nice. And client says, oh yeah, it's super nice. It's so pretty. It is important, but it is not my main focus, as it comes both to time and the effort I put into this.
Yes, I think that maybe also the word change, like for sure it changed in the last 15 years. And also I think that now we have so many beautiful websites, so many well designed, and to somehow to get the client's attention, we need to add, I think, something more. It's not enough to have pretty, shiny, like you said, website, because if it doesn't, I don't know, if the texts are not directed to your customer or your ideal customer, like it won't work. So also it changed a lot in the last years. And could you please tell us, because usually when maybe you work with small companies, small businesses, sometimes I don't know, maybe I will ask, do you work only with the companies when they come to you and say, Kasia, I would like to have a new website, or also you change if someone has a website but want to make some changes? Do you also help them with this?
Yes, I do. I have a service of maintaining also websites. And in most cases, it is not only like update and take care of the safety of the website, but oftentimes it is like, oh yeah, we would like to add some new like service to our website, or we would like to change the pricing table and so on. So I help with that. And along with those teeny tiny changes, I am like, well, yeah, it might be needed to also change that. Maybe you should think about giving better messaging about your other services while we are already adding a new one. And this evolves. Very rarely I suggest a client like that, oh no, this website is old, you will have to just destroy it and create a new one. I really believe in evolution. And unless the site is like 15 years old and it is a really big effort to change anything in there, I really rarely tell the client that, yeah, we have to start from scratch. Like evolution is the key both for business and for the website, I think.
Yes. I agree. And when the business comes to you and tell, oh, we have a problem with our websites, is it happens that they think that something is the problem, but in the reality, from your experience, you see that there is another reason why, let's say, the website is not converting.
Yeah, like oftentimes I get clients who come to me and tell me that Google PageSpeed Insights shows that this website is super slow, and they think that is the major problem for them not to have clients, because Google is not showing the website high in the results because it is slow, or that clients are not patient enough to wait for the website to load. But in many cases, when you look into the statistics of the website, if they have it, it is shown that there are clients that come to the website. Of course, we have to fix the slowness, but when I read the texts on the website, it happens to be, we have the best service. You can trust us. It is fast. It is reliable. It is like super conveniently delivered. And guess what that service is? Like every service in the world. So now we leave very fast pace, and I as a client have to know where I am in the first 3 seconds. And it really does not mean necessarily that the website is loaded in 3 seconds. But when I was patient enough to wait for the website, it would be nice that I need only 3 extra seconds to know what the service even is about and if it is for me or not. If it is, we are the best, like everyone is the best on their website.
Yes, that's really true, and I think that maybe the customer pay so much attention to the to have fast website is that also I see on LinkedIn so many posts like, oh, your website is too slow. So I think that maybe they read about, they hear about so much, and then they think that, okay, maybe this is the problem. But in the end, like you said, when someone doesn't know in 3 seconds what is going on the website, it's leaving not because the website is slow, just because, like you said, there is no clear message what is it is all about, the
Yes.
website. So I think it's really nice comment, and our listeners could think about this because it's really, really important. And so from your experience, usually what is often missing? We have, let's say, a flexible structure, we have clear messaging and defined plan. And which of these 3 does a project most often skip?
I often talk to people who design and develop websites, and the big issue many people tell me about is the fact that in general they do not have enough information from the client. Like, as it comes to getting photos from the most recent photo shoot, it's okay. But as it comes to information about who is your client, what is your major service, what do you have better than your competition, and so on, unless you make a very comprehensive meeting with the client and try to talk to them and do the research about their own business, you probably won't have this information. And without this information, it is very hard to create a website with this strategic approach, to write texts that are actually about this client for their clients. So I think when I look at websites that are created by many agencies who have very strict schedule for releasing the website, they cannot afford to wait for the client for a month or 2 to provide this information. In most of the agreements that I saw, there is information, if you do not provide this information for 7 days, we will put a placeholder there. It will look professional, but it will be just a placeholder. And I believe, I don't know that for sure, but I believe this is how we end up with websites like, we are the best, fast delivery. Because this is a pretty looking professional placeholder that the client promises to fix later on, and it never happens. So yeah, I think that is the the part of the project that is often missing, the real input, the real information that is, missing for the selling website.
Yes. I think it's really complicated because I think maybe sometimes clients are not aware that they just want a website and they say, okay, I pay you, build a website for me. And they sometimes are not aware that they also need to provide some text information, data, photos, and so on. So this is the problem. I think that some of the people are not aware, or they just, now they can use AI in 3 minutes. They can have all the text on the website and it's ready to go. So maybe like education is really, really important, or hiring a copywriter, but it's also like copywriter also needs some information to write a good text. It's
Exactly.
not enough. So it's not so easy. It's not like you can hire someone and they will do everything exactly all for you. Just the output. It's okay. If you want to have a nice converting website, it's good. Yeah, your output is needed.
Yes, definitely.
And from your experience, what structural elements actually determine whether a visitor moves from browsing to a purchase decision? Is it only text, like the messaging, or there are some other elements who may help the website owner change visitor into the client customers?
Yeah, I think I will state kind of obvious thing, but I really believe that well-designed call to action sections are a key to the success. Because I oftentimes see on a websites that, we have a blog and we have a lot of knowledge there, and we have big amount of people coming to our website because we can see that in the statistics, but they are not really clients. And I'm like, yes, let me get to your blog from Google search. I read the article. Let's assume it had headers and I could scan the headers because this sometimes is an assumption. But let's assume there were pretty good headers. I scanned through them. I understand this is something for me. And then that's it. I got the knowledge. I have nothing else to do. Sometimes I can see a form to leave a comment and the comment section is completely empty. So probably this website is, dead. Sometimes you cannot see any sign of life on the website. So the date in the footer says 2015. There are no links to social media, so I cannot check if this company actually posts anything and is alive. And this way, I, as a client, am kind of hesitant to contact this company because maybe this is a graveyard website. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore, the company, I mean. There are no opinions, there are no social media, no call to action, and so on. So I really think that there's no one magic thing that makes a client, like a browser, to become a client. But there are dozens of teeny tiny things that should be there in the website, preferably on each and every subpage of the website, that convinces the client that, first of all, the business really exists. Especially today with all the fake accounts and fake AI websites that try to sell you non-existent things. Then the second thing is that the company actually still works. It wasn't just a startup that was created 5 years ago and simply no one took the website down. And then that when I already gained the knowledge, I actually have a very vivid information that there is something to buy behind that. That this piece of knowledge was only a piece of knowledge of this company, and there's more. And you can pay for that and solve your problems, not only with this teeny tiny piece of knowledge, but with the comprehensive service or product that will actually solve your problems. So, yeah, I think if I were to put it in one word, what makes people from browsers to buyers, it would be reassurance all the way.
Yes, I think it's really important. I have a friend, and she had their own website. She had a blog with a lot of posts, really useful. People were commenting it, using this knowledge, but she didn't have a product. She didn't have a service.
Yeah.
So the people, they went to her blog, they learn a bit, and they were going to the concurrence. Like
Yeah.
competition. They were going to competition and using their services. They were getting into the topic more deeply because, like, okay, she was writing really nice posts, really educational and so on, but that's it. Like they couldn't get anything more from her. So I think it's really, really important point that if you have a blog, it should lead to something if you want
Yes.
to earn money on it. And also, I think that, like I mentioned, the presence on social media. If someone even has on a website the link to, I don't know, LinkedIn or Instagram, someone is going there and the last post is from 1 year ago, so that's can be a problem for
Yeah.
for someone. So like they may be afraid that they buy a product service and they won't get it because
Exactly.
who knows.
And it is definitely not about dancing on TikTok videos.
Yes.
It really is just to show I am still alive.
Yes, this is what, like, the portfolio, people can say, oh, case studies to write about it, to have another place. Because also I heard about that. I think one of the recent of our recent episodes, the one girl, she said that to be recognized by the clients, customer, people, we should be in 5 different places. Like we should be available. We should be working or be visible on, let's say, on LinkedIn or our website. Then also, let's say, Facebook page, 5 different places to make sure that we exist, that we are okay, and also to be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
So even a website is not enough now nowadays. Maybe there are some businesses, they have only website, it's working really well, but nowadays it's good to be also in other places.
True. And I think nowadays the most important goal of the website is not to scare the client off. So when the client already landed on your website, your major goal is to keep reassuring the client and not make their lives even harder. So if they already landed on your website from Google search or from some kind of ad, your job is to make their life as easy as possible and give them this opportunity to contact you or to buy from you, and not give them reasons for hesitation. And it is not about the design, because your website doesn't have to be colorful and shiny. It can be gray or black and white. Like the trends change constantly, so it is not about the trending color or anything, but it definitely shouldn't be broken. Like making sure that the phone number that you have on your website actually works, that the email address actually gets answered, and most important and broken most often, your contact form actually delivers emails to you. Because otherwise you will lose the client just by making their life harder.
Yes, I agree. Some time ago on LinkedIn, I also saw a post that it was the company's profile. They wrote that the client decided to work with them because they were checking 5 other companies, and only this company has a working contact form on the website. So, and it was the business was about, like, I think, video creation, something like this. But
Yeah.
if the client cannot contact you, usually they will give up because, okay, maybe if they are so that you are the only one and they really want to work with you. So maybe they can make the effort, but it rarely happens. Yeah, they usually will choose another company.
Yeah. And we have to compare ourselves and our websites actually to social media, because this is the place where people spend most of their time. And you can see how easy that is there. To comment, just one click. To send a message, just one click. And it always works. You have guarantee that it will work. And you even get those double ticks, for example, that message was delivered, message was read, someone is writing answer. You have constant reassurance that it works. And this is also what we should consider doing on our website, and to make sure that, well, the client is reassured. They will get answered if they
Yes.
ask the question.
Yes, if someone, I think, is on the website, is not sure about something, they just usually, I think, leave. Or there is no price, let's say, of the service, or you cannot buy it, or make ask questions. So it's really, really, really important. I think that's really important. And it's really nice that you underline that the trending core and this kind of stuff those aspects are not so important, because I think usually like clients, customer, they tend to focus on this. Oh no, this color, this color. Oh, I don't like this. That's the color or the logo, and those kind of aspects are the most important. Or the name of is important, but they focus so much on this aspect.
Yeah.
Rather than on, let's say, text and messaging and call to actions. Preparing websites this way that client has no questions about service or product.
I used to have an online course on building websites for small businesses that, well, to be honest, they couldn't afford to build a big professional website. So it was for people who want to do that themselves and be able to maintain their website on their own. And me and my partner decided that it will last for like 6 months, because businesses do not have time to do that like in 1 week. So let's give them more time, access to the course, access to us as like experts to ask us questions and so on. And we noticed with different editions of this course that actually the main focus of most people, most small businesses, was choosing the domain name.
Yes.
Come on, you're spending a month on choosing the domain name. Making a website nowadays is like 3 days, technically. If you have texts, it's more or less 3 days. And you just spent a month on thinking on a domain name that actually can be changed. I mean, it's not recommended to do that, but if you, after finishing development, let's say, when you decide that you want a different name, you can change it. It's not that hard. Yeah, so I would recommend to people to not focus on things that can be easily changed or things that are not actually that important to people.
Yes, and I think that the worst what can happen that is someone is, let's say, thinking for a month about the domain name, and then in the end, let's say, oh, I have a perfect domain. They are trying to buy it and it's taken because no one check it.
Yeah.
So the worst. But I remember when I was, I had to create my own website, and I was like, oh, domain, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I would just put my name as surname because,
and it works.
Yeah, it works because whatever I am going to do, what kind of business I will have, services, my name will stay the same. So I was also for one day maybe trying to come up with the domain name, but I was like, no, my name, that's it. I couldn't choose the name I wanted because I wanted to have Ania, not Anna, but it was taken. So but I checked and I did, but I don't know where it comes from. Like always, even in different kind of, let's say, activities. Let's say someone would like to have a YouTube channel. So people like, oh, I need to buy perfect camera, have a perfect this. They focus so much on this aspect instead of just starting recording with your phone. I don't know, but it's in so many aspects that we tend to focus on as things that are actually not so important. But I think in our head, we think that, oh, we're working so hard for our goal because we are busy, we do this. And then in the end, let's say we buy this expensive camera and we don't use it at all. So I think
I have a little graveyard of tech stuff in my drawer. For this very reason, I bought it and then I never used it, or just once. So yeah, focus on doing.
And what actually is important, because if you have a perfect domain, like we can have the best domain in the world, but if the website is not nice, or if the website doesn't have text, good text, it's like the domain won't help us, or
Yeah.
the color, like a purple color, let's say trending, won't bring us the customers.
Exactly. Yes.
But somehow, it's always when you come, so like you always start for this, or when someone is thinking about business, they just also want to start with the website. Even they don't have, let's say, products, they don't have ideal clients. They think that they need to have a website and then they will get the clients.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is, I sometimes recommend, like I have some friends or clients, I want to have a website. I'm starting my own business. Say, maybe start business first, get the customers, try to use social media and so on, or there are some platforms you can use for free, let's say. And then when you have enough money, you have enough information about your clients, maybe then invest in the website. Because really often it's like they know nothing and they want to have website and they think that just the next they open the website, the next day they will have clients.
Yes.
So
And it also works like that with online shops when clients want to sell physical goods and they think, of course, they need a shop because otherwise they won't be able to sell it. But oftentimes people think that if I create a selling platform, e-commerce platform, clients will come. They won't. They won't know that your website exists. They won't stumble upon it magically. You have to put a real effort into taking people from the world and putting them on your website to actually click the buy button. This is not a magic wand. So maybe investing in a super shiny design and so on first week of your business is not the best idea. Maybe first try to convince people to the product and see if they even want to buy it, and only then focus on spending thousands of euros for your e-commerce platform that is the best in the market.
Yes, it's true. It's true. One of my customers, she prepared a digital product, let's say, and was surprised that no one was buying it. And when I asked, did you promote it somewhere on your social media? You wanted to start with the podcast? No.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. That's just education. I think this is the lack of education, and sometimes investing maybe in like social media manager or someone who will help with strategy before, because this is the problem when you invest so much time in creating a product, like physical product or a virtual product, and then no one is buying it, and you don't check if there is a need of it, or you don't like people don't know about this. Like, how can they know? But this is the thing. I think usually someone thinks that I type something on Google and then I see this shop or website, I go, I buy, and they have a passive income. Oh, this is, I also love the topic, passive income. You create something once and you don't have to do anything. So passive income. Yes. Yeah, but unfortunately there is so many, let's say, people in the social media, they show this, and usually they earn money like this. They just buy the course how to, I don't know, sell your first product. This is they earn on it, and then people buy it, try to sell, and it doesn't work, and they don't know why. So this is unfortunately the problem, but I hope it will, people will be more aware. They will also listen to the right experts, so they can avoid this, or they can change it. Sorry, in the future. Let's say someone who has a website is listening to us, and if someone could improve one element on their site this week without developer, What would you tell them to check first?
I would definitely tell them to go to their homepage and read only the headers that you can see there. And if those headers can be truth about any other business also, not their like direct competition, because this I understand. This can be about their direct competition. But let's say you are selling flowers, and if you read those headers and you could as well be selling cars, then your messaging is wrong. You have to change it so that it is obvious what you're doing and not the teeny tiny letters. No, just the headers. That should be your messaging. And it is pretty easy to change in every website.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think it's really, really nice advice. Good one. And like I mentioned in the beginning, in our introduction, you are going to be a speaker at CMSConf later this year. Could you please tell us a little bit about your about your topic, about the speech? What can we expect from it? Like, give us please just a little sneak peek.
Yes, I will proudly be a speaker there. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And this will be kind of like a continuation of our today's talk, because I prepared a series of case studies from my work from the past 3 years with clients. As I mentioned, I have the service that I maintain other clients' websites that were developed by someone else. And I also get clients who already have a website and they come to me and they want to change it completely. And sometimes I am one of those 5 companies that you mentioned that they were asking different people, and I ask why they chose me. And I gathered all those teeny tiny things that clients basically complain about in other companies, in other agencies. And in many cases, they complain about truly professional companies. I mean, I know them, I sometimes work with them, I know they do the best work they can, but clients still complain. And I gathered those examples in my presentation, and I want to show vividly what clients complain about and how can we simply, easily change it so that we are in better contact with our clients, we are more in line with their needs, and we kind of stop them from running away from us if we improve those little things that they mention over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's really important, and it is going to really, really interesting and I believe useful speech, because usually, also from my experience, there are just little aspect like a basics sometimes are missing. Like we have super modern website, I don't know, with chatbot, AI, this kind of stuff, but like we talk about this before, contact form doesn't work, or there is a typo in the phone number. So yeah, this is the thing. So I'm really excited about. And the last question, could you please tell us where can we find you online?
Yes, I am on LinkedIn, I am on Instagram, and my website is also linked in the conference website. So I invite you all to contact me if you want. And yeah, let's keep being in touch. And you can invite me to your friends if you want, because I truly believe that networking and being in contact with other professionals is very important, and we can definitely help each other because every one of us has their own specialty and likes to do their own stuff. So we can focus on our specialty by giving away the jobs that we don't really want.
Yeah.
And I believe networking is mostly for that, to share the work that you have, and you don't really want to do that. Maybe then karma will come back and someone else will give me something that I want to do and they don't.
Yes, I think it's a really important message. So we can do some networking online, and then we can move it to the offline meeting at CMSConf in November. Kasia, thank you very much for this conversation. It was really a practical one, and I think that your advices are going to be really, really useful. And yeah, I really appreciate your time, and see you in Gdynia.
Thank you very much and see you all in Gdynia.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to the CMSConf podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to follow us and stay tuned for more. Catch you next week.